All right, we're live. Let me ping the cord and we'll get into it. And no one ever sees me do the dumb stuff I do at the beginning of streams because I don't schedule my streams. So people don't really know I'm streaming until like I've been streaming for 20 minutes, 30 minutes. And that's my fault. I'm not scheduling these things in advance. So I'm not saying I expect it. I'm just saying. I will say if you are here early, I do appreciate it. If you actually saw the YouTube notification, you were like, "Ayo, thank you for popping in." What's a good fun fact for people? You guys got a good fun fact? Let's go for... Dude, I wish I was Oprah. I so wish I was Oprah. Alright. Guys, we're playing a bit of Heart and Soul. Let me do this. Let me do this. Let me do one of these. Let me put in a light goal. We're doing more shiny hunting. Just chill vibes, guys. That's what we're shooting for. Nine. I think we play... I think I can turn off this music in this. Actually, I don't know for sure. I wish you could. This is something that they did not do with this, which would have been cool. Oh, wait, hold on. We can turn the music off. So we can just play with the... Oh, this is perfect. Okay, good. Never mind, I was wrong. Alright. Well, we're going to try to see if we can get another shiny or two today. So far, we've got Hoot Hoot and Cyndaquil, so... we do need to buy more Pokeballs, that's right. Because we were running a little low last night, if I remember correctly. I think we were. Pokemon, that's right. We're playing some Pokemon. Welcome on in. We gotta make our Hoot Hoot a little bit better, too, so... We'll probably just fight some stuff first. And then we'll catch something. Before we get into any trainer battles, we'll get one more shiny. Hope you're doing well. Oh, I need to heal. I forgot about that. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We're not doing a Nuzlocke or anything, so a crit would just be funny. I don't think we can take another shot, though. Oh, the crit was funny on our end. Let's go. Oh, there's an EXP share in this. That's right. Okay. Interesting. I forgot I had that on. That's okay, though. I mean, we can switch out often who is on our team and kind of balance without having to worry about too much grinding, which is nice. I want to get our Hoodoo to at least level 4. There's Weedle in here. There's some good options I'm seeing. As far as some of the stuff we can get shiny in this route. I wonder if they put Poliwag in the grass here like it is in... Because I think it's in the grass in Heart Soul, isn't it? But doesn't it have to be like Dawn or something? Dusk or Dawn? I forget. Okay. We're cooking? No, we're good. Unless I miss. Please don't miss this tackle. Please don't miss. Alright. Goodbye, Weedle. Hello, level 4. I'll take that. This is a good route. It is. There's a lot of stuff on here, Keith. Heck yeah. We're gonna get something good here. Welcome on in, Keith. Hope you're having a good day so far. Well, if you're saying we're gonna get good stuff, then I guess we will. I trust you. I trust you. I trust you. Thank you for your advice. So Poliwag is here? Hell yeah. Does it matter what time of day it is for Poliwag? Can I see one right now? That's a Caterpie. That's a female Caterpie right there. think it was during the day? Okay, cool. We're not gonna get crit, guys. Don't worry. I hear everybody's butthole collectively clench whenever that happens. We're fine. I see how you can do a run now without spending too much money if you just run on berries the whole time. That actually won't be too bad. I could probably do like a no money run through this game. Galooper, hello, what's going on? What's poppin'? We're just knocking out some Caterpies. Training Ash up a little bit here before we find our next shiny. Hope you're doing well. I found a way to turn off the music so we can listen to the music we normally listen to, so. Because, yeah, oh, well, we lost Hoot Hoot. Was that a crit? I didn't even see. Oh, no. Or he probably hit first. I think he was faster. We're doing a Nuzlocke. All right, relax. If we were, I'd be paying way more attention to every battle I do. I probably wouldn't even be using Hoot Hoot if I knew it was a Nuzlocke. We're just doing this as a casual playthrough, all right? Where I get a bunch of shiny Pokemon and have some fun. Doing some CS Pro League while I wait for the new house game to kick off. I'm doing pretty good. We were watching the Winter Olympics earlier. The women's hockey team is doing really well. It's 3-0. They're destroying Finland. Finland! I'd like to think that every time we beat somebody at a sport, Trump thinks he can annex that country. Oh, there's a Pidgey here too. That makes sense. I'll probably start shiny hunting now. Trump probably, yeah. Unfortunately. I don't think we can talk to Professor Oaken here again. No, he's gone. Okay. Always needs to go raise. I wish you could show him a shiny and he'd be like, whoa, is that a shiny Pokemon? Here. Take this Poke Radar. It seems like you know what you're doing. I'd be like, hold up. But that's running around with heightened odds already is pretty wild. So we'll just rock it like this for a bit. They have like all Evo lines for this stuff too. Oh, really? Even Gen 9 Evos. That's cool. So Annihilate is in this game. Hold up. Wait a minute. Annihilate's quickly becoming one of my favorite Pokemon. Just because of the sheer, not because it's like, just because it's strong, because it is strong. But the design is just so sick. It's so cool. They really like made me like, I mean, I kind of liked Primate before, but like they really made me love the dang thing with Annihilate. It's been entertaining. There's a lot of back and forth. Nice. I like to hear that. There's a Ladybug. I hope I don't get Ladybug. And the Dex has an Evo page that tells you how to evolve stuff. What? Oh my god, that is so nice. Why don't they do that for normal Pokemon games? That's like such a nice little thing for, oh my god. And because then I would actually use the Pokédex. As of right now, I go in there to look for stuff occasionally, but like, I ain't using it that much. Other than to see which ones I'm missing, you know? But if I could go into the Pokédex and it'd be like, hey, if you like catch 2 more of these, I'll tell you how to evolve them. I'd be like, let's go. I'd be like, this is the coolest game ever. You know? That's what it should do, you know? Like, you could just look it up or know how it works. You don't have to, you know? And then it would be documented in your decks how you did it, right? But like, it would be so cool. Because then I'd be okay with them having like more weird, complex ways for them to evolve. If the game tells me how to evolve them, then I don't have any problem if it's like, you have to quarter turn your Switch and then you have to shout Mufasa into the microphone on the Switch 2. Because now I think there is a microphone on the Switch 2. I believe. So we can go back to shouting things that are chat-outs. And them saying the same thing in different different pitches. I need to go back to that, please. Thank you. There's a ton of different Pokemon we can get here. I don't see any Poliwags though. I think it has to be dawn or dusk. I believe Poliwag, you have to play like during certain times of the day. Yeah, being able to pick your odd egg is pretty sick. I like that. Oh, let me do the B button too there. Huh. No fear, what's going on? What's poppin'? Clockies, Millenockies. Hope you're doing well, No Fear. Welcome on in. Trying to get another shiny. I think we can do it. Being able to pick the odd egg is pretty sick. Caterpie would be a cool find. It would. I'd be cool with shiny Butterfree for a bit. That'd be a fun one to use for a while, actually. Metapod's a top 5. Really? It is? That's funny. There's something to be said for Rattata. Can I just throw that out there? I do think Rattata's is like perfect for Rattata. Some of the shinies in Gen 1 are just like perfect. Some of them are a brighter tone, but I'm okay with that because they are called shiny Pokemon. When a shiny is a brighter tone, as long as it's noticeable, I'm cool with it being like the same color, but a brighter tone. As long as it pops, you know? Like Hoodoo's a good example because you can tell it's gold. Pidgey I think is a decent one too, because the colors are brighter. And you can tell it's not like a dark brown. You're not wrong. Go for the Ghastly and Sprout Tower? Ooh, I should. I should, but I don't have the, I didn't change my shiny colors, so it doesn't look like the updated one. It would look like the normal shiny Gengar, so probably not. Maybe I'll go for a Mischievous. Because I'll get Miss Magius, won't I? You said it has all of the evolutions. I'll probably just go for that. Snake Eater. That way I can get a pure ghost type instead of a ghost poison. Although I'm sure Gengar has Levitate. Snake Eater. You got 5 rats? Nice. 5 shiny rats. Oh yeah, it's in there. Alright, and then I'm getting it. I just have to find Mischievous. I hit the run button, dude. Oh my god. Sometimes this game, I swear. Me and Emily are gonna go to a pizza joint that we really enjoy later. I'm excited for that. You guys have any weekend plans? Even if you're just working, let me know what you doing. What you got planned. Make sure you like the stream. Helps out a ton. That way we can get this hard like go off the screen and move on to a different one. Honestly, just having something to put things to sleep with is huge for this ROM. Gengar with Hypnosis and Dream Eater sweeps, yeah. I agree. That's a good point. That was always something I looked for when I would play the game when I was younger too. But then you have to worry about normal types. Or like, no, you can still sleep normal types, never mind. Or Dream Eater is a ghost type move though, right? So like, yeah, you can make them fall asleep, but I don't think Dream Eater hits if they're normal type. I'm working a double today, but I think tomorrow I'm just gonna raid. Fair. Enjoy. I need to play more. I just need to go get our graders and play it, but I don't know. I just don't know how much of it I would play, especially with Marathon around the corner. I might actually get into Marathon because I've been interested in the genre for a while. Like I do like watching people play extraction shooters, but if they do a good job with Marathon, I think I would be more interested in that, to be honest. I also trust Bungie to be the one with the most knowledge on how to keep a game like interesting for like at least a couple of years. Because I know they are capable, well, they used to be capable of that with Destiny, but I feel like a lot of the team that had developed Destiny and Destiny 2 throughout the years, it's not at Bungie anymore. It's a whole different thing. But maybe they would at least have some knowledge from the people that worked before them, I would hope. I don't know. I would hope. It's been so long. Me too, yeah, Galooper. I haven't touched D2 in forever. I probably won't really ever again. It's kind of a dead interest for me, to be honest. There's like a ton of other stuff I'd rather do, and I played enough. Like, it's not like I don't think I'll never go back to it, but it's gonna be a long time before I even think about it. So, and that's if it even exists in like a decade, you know. I feel like I could go back in a decade and like really truly enjoy it again, but whether or not the servers are there anymore, who's gonna say, you know? Is this a shiny only Nuzlocke? It is a shiny only playthrough, but it's not a Nuzlocke though. I don't use my PS4 anymore, and having to rebuy all the DLC. No thanks, that's fair. That is very fair. My PS5's kind of been collecting dust too. The only reason why I still have my PS5, to be honest with you, because I've thought about selling it a few times, is mostly just because I can boot it up and play Spider-Man. And yeah, I like, you could get it on your PC, but the PS5 is a pretty decent piece of hardware, so that's the other reason why I still have it, because I think the specs on it are almost better than my PC. So I'm like, yeah. And it's the only way I can play Elden Ring right now. That's the other reason. I'm still waiting to see if it comes out on Switch 2, because if it doesn't, it's not like awful. Then I might get it on Switch 2. I think that'd be cool to have something that can play it well. I think the reason why they've been taking so long with the port is they want to make sure it works well. And I can appreciate that. I think they were trying to shoot for 2025 and it didn't happen, so that's okay. They can take as long as they need to. I really don't think they need to rush the port at all. They don't need to do the whole like reinvent the wheel thing over and over again. But if they can get it to work for Switch 2, that'd be awesome. I just missed my D2 clan, to be honest, so I think making me want to go back. That's fair. Same. I still talk to a lot of the people I used to raid with and stuff. There's a group of two of them are on I guess you could call it a similar life path as me and Emily, but they moved to Texas. They used to live actually pretty close to us, and then they're like, we're gonna start a family, but we're gonna do it closer to family, so they left. Which is fair. But they're doing awesome. They named their son Cade, which is incredible. I love it. But they met through Destiny. I mean, that's the power of video games, baby. It's not the game itself necessarily, although it being good is a very good like quality, but also it's just the community around it. I think community is the best part of video games, in my opinion. Even when it's just a single player game, knowing that you could go up to somebody else who's played the game and be like, do you remember this part? And then have them go, oh my gosh, yes. That's a beautiful moment. I think that's awesome. Do you remember when we had to fight Grohl and he would just keep throwing it? Or no, not Grohl. Grohl wasn't throwing it. It was Grohl was the one that would suck us in a ton in Silk Song. And then I forget the name of the chef. But the chef was the one throwing it. It's a beautiful thing. I'm just saying. So that's why I like video games. I think that's why I like Pokemon so much, because it's got such a big community. Filled with some really awesome people, but also filled with people who are just kind of like, ooh. And kids. That's the roughest thing. Having to share a hobby with children is just rough. I think anyone could agree. Oh man. I think Nintendo has got it down when it comes to making games that are fun for all ages. They've nailed it, I think. Not really including Pokemon in that. Yeah, it's a Game Freak. You know, it's the Pokemon company. Nintendo is just the platform it releases on. That's it. I wonder if there's a way to readjust the time. What's the fast intro? Oh, really? We can skip the... Oh, hold on. We might actually want that. Hold up. Oh, yeah, I remember that. Oh, I remember that about Hyper Beam. Hold on. Maybe we want this one. I kind of like that about, like... Because, okay, here's the thing. And that's a picture of the thing. No. So back in the day, you used to be able to use Hyper Beam, and then if it knocked out the opponent, you could whip it out again. And that could play against your favor, but it could play for your favor. So, because you could go against somebody who also does that, and then they get to use it the next turn. I always like that trade-off about it, though, because it's like a bet. You're like, I think I have enough power that I can knock you out in one move, and if I can't, then I'm going to get destroyed. I like that part about recharge moves. I think we'll do Gen 1 for that one. I didn't even see that one in the settings the first time I did this. I like that. I like when this stuff is super effective. Classic. I don't know if we can change the time in here, so I don't think we'll get Poliwag. Although Poliwag would be cool. Well, that loaded in so fast. Oh my god. That's way better. Will it show the shiny animation just as fast too? Probably. We gotta make sure we're paying attention then, I guess. That loaded in super fast then. That Pidgey was like right there. Bam. Okay. I don't know if that's any faster though, because we still have to wait for the Pokemon to do the animation. Is the time to like button like depending on how long the animation is? I guess that makes sense. The sliding animation could be like quicker or slower than that, I guess. It's been a day and you're still streaming, Luca? No, I stopped. This is a different stream. Come on. I got other things to be doing, you know. I got grass to touch. Hopefully you all have had a fantastic day so far. Anyone else have any weekend plans they want to talk about? Let's see, we're doing that. And then, I don't know where we're going after that. Emily said there's like a card place near where we're going out to eat at. So I do kind of want to make a trip over there to see if they have any Ascended Heroes for like an okay price. I'm worried I'm going to go there and it'll be ridiculously priced, but who knows. It may not be too bad. It's pretty much the only thing I would want there too. I'd walk in, ask, walk out. That'd be it. I don't think there's anything else I'd want to do. They do have like used games and stuff there too, but there's not anything I'm honestly looking for. I think I'm pretty good. All the Pokemon games, like any of them would be cool to have as a hard copy, I guess, but my biggest issue with them is that they're just so expensive. It's just too much money. I just don't see the value in it when I could do this. Especially, I will say, mark my words, if the Pokemon collection is really a thing and it is coming to Switch 2, even if it's ridiculously priced like I think it's gonna be, then I do think the price of the vintage games will probably decrease a bit. Not a lot, but I think the biggest reason that people get those copies of those games is because you know, it's like it's because they're legit copies. Like, oh, to think that I had this Pokemon from Pokemon Red, you know. But if you have the collection thing and it counts your Pokemon as being from Pokemon Red, then what would the point? I mean, being able to say it, I guess, but then I feel like the only time people are real particular about the versions of the copies of Pokemon that they play on are like content creators. I feel like there's like a false market there almost, because it's like, yeah, but I could just do this and play the games, and it's the same game. It ain't different. Well, this is modded. But you know what I mean. Like if I just had a plain copy of Pokemon Emerald right now and I was playing that instead, you know. That's always been my opinion on it, I guess. Not to badmouth people that do have them. I just think they're too expensive. I just think the price of them is way too high. I think it's okay to collect stuff if it doesn't cost a lot. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean it's a bad thing that you collect them. Sometimes it's okay just to collect for the love of collecting, you know? People have collections of all sorts of things. But yeah. In a game about collecting, it's too expensive. Oh my gosh, this Pidgey's gonna whip my hoot hoots, but it's gonna kick my butt. There we go. This is so cool though. I like being able to shiny hunt like this. This is perfect, in my opinion. The chance that I'll probably get a shiny Pokemon on, like, once a stream, and if I don't get one on stream, that's totally fine too. I do like that. Once we do Route 30, I think we'll be in Dark Cave for a minute. Because if we really can get Larvitar in there, we're gonna get Larvitar. I don't care how useless it'll be for how long. We're getting that thing. Because I technically won't do anything until it's Tyranitar, and we won't be level 55 until like close to the end of the game. But at least by then, like, we'll be able to use it. I think it's so cool that they let us have access to it this early in the game, so you can like actually train it and use it. What a concept, Pokemon. It's like, oh, the coolest Pokemon are tied behind the fact that, you know, they're low level and you don't get them very early. Or they're in the casino. Or you gotta get really lucky at slots. The reflections are so good too. I'm still alive. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. I appreciate you for popping in. If you're popping in, if you guys could like the stream and mean a ton, it does look like we've hit the like goal. So if someone would like to give me a new like goal in the chat, let me know. Just make sure you got some emojis on it. I don't care if you're a member or what, but double points if you're a member. And you got some of those emojis. Hey yo, my name is AM Clockwork. Pokemon best shine unless my oh my god, I can't say that part. Cork's what's going on? Welcome in. I don't even know what I was shooting for there. I don't know who, if that is like a lyric you took from something. I don't know what you took from. That was just my best guess. Welcome on in, Cork. Hope you're doing well. Hey yo, my name is AM Clockwork. Pokemon best shine unless my AM clockwork. Oh man. What? Okay. Meatloaf. I could do a pretty good Fred Durst. Oh goodness. Meatloaf hype. We do like meatloaf. Both the singer and the food. If we get a Pidgey, that'd be kind of sad. I will admit. We're really gonna have two birds. We're like, ugh. I mean, it's not the worst thing to be fair, but did someone say meatloaf? What's going on, Razzie? Welcome on in. That was so good. That whole series of events, the first time I watched it, was one of the funniest things I've seen on YouTube in a minute. I was cracking up. Welcome on in. I'm trying to figure out if I can reset my time here to set for something. I think this emulator can do that. Let me see here. It says I can yank the game back. What does that even mean? Probably save first before I do any messing with settings too. Okay, let me figure it out here. Game overrides maybe? Real-time clock. Okay, we can mess with this. Okay, hold on. So let's do emulation shutdown. We go to audio video, or no, tools. Settings. Not settings. I just saw it. Game overrides. Auto detect. I can turn off the real-time clock, but it doesn't let me set the clock then. It just says auto detect. So if I can't really edit that as an option anywhere, I don't know exactly how I would change it. Let me see here. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out if I can set this to like the morning. I give my life not for honor, but for AM Clockwork. Not for honor, but for AM Clockwork. And my heart, there'll be no one else. The way I fly to you. dream. Snake eater. I guess I could like fast forward the time to later in the day. I don't think that would help me much either. So I guess we'll just go ahead and stick with what we know. Oh wait, hold on, I found it. System time. Oh, we can change time, okay. Start time at... To keep it consistent, we'll keep it the same day. That's 26. Is it no 2026 though? Who knows? And then let's do 4 in the morning. I think it's 4 or 5. We'll do 5 just to make sure. I think it's when dusk starts in this game. Dawn and dusk. Oh, I lost it. There it is. Okay. Let's see if this worked. Now I have to load this one. Let's see if I made this work so we can actually do Poliwag. Oh, it doesn't like that I did that. Interesting. Okay, now maybe it did work. Or does it really think it's 1 o'clock in the morning right now? Or is this just something else? Interesting. Let me see here. I think it did change the time, but it didn't start at the right time. That's just how long we played. That's an hour. So does it really think it's 5? Well, hold on. We'll keep playing, and if I see Poliwag, then I don't know I did it right. But I thought morning started at 5. Maybe they start at 6 in this game. I forget. Oh no, there's Poliwag. Okay, cool. What? Did it only run? I didn't like. It's like you should use the fake real-time clock. I don't want to use the fake real-time clock because then we'd only get so much time to do this. Guys, we gotta make sure we have enough Pokeballs. We can't be doing that. Accidental Pokeball nonsense. Whatever. Alright. Spinnerack would be pretty cool too. I thought we could do it in the morning though too. I thought we could do it like when it's daytime. Let me see, hold on. We gotta go to tools, game back sensors. Cool. I just turned the whole thing off. Was this open with a different emulator that I have on here? I think it is. Weird. Nope. That was not a good idea. I apologize. What's going on, Trent Kale? Welcome on in. I don't like messing with that. I'm sorry. That is my bad. Okay, we'll see if this fixes it. I don't know if it'll do anything at all, really, but we'll see. Okay, it did go back to being daytime with that. That makes sense. I could just change my clock on my computer, I think, can't I? Wouldn't that work? Let's see here. Arboxel. Found solace in those harsh sounds. I'm glad you found solace, Corex. That's good. Yeah, let's say it's 4. Or no, let's say it's 6:30, I guess. Okay. We'll have to see it, because I feel like we can get Poliwag with the daytime spawns, but I could be wrong. But I'm pretty sure we can. It just has to be dawn. Okay. Okay, this is early morning, so I think we get Poliwag and we get daytime spawns now. I think. I could be wrong. I'm hoping I'm right, though. If we do, then we're set. We're in the biz. We should see if we can find Poliwag. Not that I only want Poliwag, but kinda. Not that I only, but kinda. Maybe it's because I'm wearing Hefty's merch. Maybe that's the influence there. Okay, let me make sure I know exactly what. Maybe it might be. Maybe it is nighttime. I thought it was. Maybe it is nighttime. I always thought it was during the day, but I guess not. Or like in the morning, I should say. Maybe it's a nighttime spawn. Did I hit Gen 4? That's Gen 5. I want Gen 4. There you go. It says I can only get it with rods and stuff here, but you can get it in the grass, can't you? Feels bizarre. We did see one earlier, too. Maybe it's a nighttime spawn only thing. That could be true. That could be true. Why all of a sudden? I don't understand why my internet's been so consistent recently. There's nothing I can do to fix it either. I don't think. I think it's just my internet provider screwing me over. I think it's got something to do with the node as well, but I can't prove that either. I might just boot everything off of this node except my computer. Because I do have a lot of stuff running on this node specifically. And I don't need a bunch of devices on one item. On one like node that's technically not even like the base. So I'd rather things take a little longer to do their thing. Like our lights don't need instant. I don't know, they don't need to be that connected to everything. I would think. But I don't know if that's exactly what my problem is, but it feels like it's part of it. I mean, a tenth of the stream having dropped frames is pretty wild to me right now. I don't know if there's anything I could change that would make it more consistent either. There might be, but I have no idea. If that's something I can like change on OBS, I really don't know. I already don't really like put many upload. Like my kilobytes per second is like 4 megabytes. That's all I'm trying to upload. And my upload speeds, when I get good ones, are usually around 20. So I don't know why all of a sudden it drops out so hard. I think it's just the connection isn't consistent. It's the only thing. Something about the internet, who knows? I definitely don't know, that's for sure. Well, I'm not seeing Poliwag, so that's making me kind of sad. Maybe it really is a nighttime spawn. The thing is, at night we see Hoot Hoot too, and we could. I don't want to get another Hoot Hoot. At least during the day, it's all different Pokemon. And while Pidgey is pretty much almost the same thing, it is its own Pokemon, so. I guess we'll just do... Oh man, I really thought it'd be in Dawn. During the dawn, I thought it would. I guess I was wrong. Let's do this then. We'll say it's... I guess we'll say it's like 4 in the morning. There we go. It's 4 in the morning. Oh, I'm all alone. Try it again here. See if we can find Poliwag again. There we go. Cool. All right. We really gotta have Cyndaquil at the front of our party, I think, if we want to make sure we run from stuff. At least until we train Ash a little bit more. Alright, now we're getting Poliwag. If we encounter a shiny we already have one of, I say we skip it. We knock it out. Or is it the funny thing if we get 2 shiny Hoothoots? I guess it's the funny thing, but that doesn't make it the good thing, you know? We do... do that. Do one of these. Go back to the game. Cool. I'm hoping for shiny Poliwag, but if we get shiny Spinarak, that'd be cool too. It's gonna be pretty rough though if we see Hoothoot again. I think we just knock it out. If it's something we already got, toss it. I think that's one thing I do like about Gen 2 is that we're kind of likely to do some of that, but not 100%. So we're gonna pass it by. Welcome on in. It is Saturday afternoon for me right now. Hope you're doing well. About to be 1. I hope your morning's going well. Yeah, this Romhack is a pretty good time, I'd say. I like this one quite a bit. Mostly because it's in Gen 2. A lot of the older ones that are just homages to, you know, the older games I think is fun. But they're just brought up a bit more into like the Gen 3, you know, Gen 3 model or whatever. They don't have to be, but it's nice. I do like that there's a bunch of different things you can change about how you can counter Pokemon too. This game has like a Nuzlocke mode. We're not running the Nuzlocke mode, but it does have one. And then it also has a what's it called? Randomizer as well, which is pretty neat. And you can randomize a bunch of different stuff. You don't have to just randomize, like, you can randomize your wild Pokemon, but not randomize trainer Pokemon, which is pretty cool. You said the magic word Nuzlocke. It does have a Nuzlocke mode. There's a bunch of different stuff you can change in the settings before you start your file. It's pretty neat. You can change shiny odds if you want to change shiny odds. Which I think if you were doing like a normal Nuzlocke and you upped your shiny odds, so occasionally you might see an extra Pokemon you could use, that'd be cool. You know, if you're not like trying to shiny hunt. If you're just trying to do a Nuzlocke and you come across a random shiny, that'd be pretty neat. I will say I'm kind of doing this because I want to see if we can recreate Johto in Legends Arceus, or Legends Arceus. I wish. In Pokopia. And if we can kind of recreate some of these routes a bit and stuff, I'd be down. I'd be down to clown. But this is so I can kind of get familiar with each of the routes and understand a bit more how they all work together. And if I can make a cool, you know, region out of that, that'd be sick. I'm really excited for Pokopia. I really am. If it is truly just Minecraft but with Pokemon, I'm down. I'm down. I've seen you can have like there's like a cafe you can make for Pokemon. I was like, you can build little cafes? Sign me up, dude. It is really just like, I guess Dragon Quest Builder has a lot of the same stuff too, but it's like, come on. I do think the true, like, what you'll be going for in Pokopia is just recreating old locations from the other games, which I think is totally fine. Because that does seem to be like what the whole purpose of the game is to recreate what's lost. And that's like civilization, I guess. Let the Pokemon to create their own civilization. So if the gameplay loop is fun and everything, then I'd be more than down to try to recreate Johto. I think that'd be awesome. But then you knew about Pokopia. All I've seen is that there's like a, I don't know where it came from. I think it was just in like an ad or something, brief, but, or like, you know, sometimes Japan will do like they'll just drop information randomly in like magazines or whatever. And one of the images is of a bunch of Pokemon chilling in like a cafe setting in Pokopia, which looks pretty cool. So I'm excited about that. I don't think they really talk about it much though. It's just pictures, I think. But it's something I can look into and try to put more stuff out, I guess. I was talking about how I don't like the news channels that report on like 4chan nonsense, which is fair. I still don't think you should listen to anyone. The moment a content creator brings up 4chan, you should drop the video. I'm just gonna put that out there. When it comes to, if you were like, I want to know more about what could come out for Pokemon, if it's green text or anything about 4chan, just it's not a good video. They're just trying to get you to the clickbait nonsense, and then you'll go and tell other people and then be like, oh, did you know they're gonna do this? It's like, well, no, I don't think so. I think that was just on 4chan and you can post anything there. Yeah, I'd be dropping the video if I were you. Go find something else to watch or do. A person who says there are credible sources posted on 4chan. Oh, whatever. I don't care. I think it's pretty cool. You know what? I'm kind of sad. I don't think we're going to get a whole lot more on Pokopia until Pokemon Day. I kind of get the feeling that Pokemon Day is going to be like a 10-minute trailer for Pokopia. We'll see how long they plan on Pokemon Day being, I guess. As far as the direct goes, it's usually disappointing. It's usually got not a whole lot going on. This year feels different though, because it does feel like they have a bit more like planned for the Switch 2, and Like last year, it felt like they were in kind of a limbo. I can't remember if they announced ZA last year at the Direct. I think they did. But even then, when they showed off ZA, I was like, this looks neat. But they didn't show us like anything from the gameplay or anything like that. So I was like, I guess it could be cool. Oh yeah, there was a Pikachu rave before it last year. That's right, I forgot. I forgot about the Pikachu rave. That was the most exciting part, wasn't it? That's what I felt like people were talking about the most. Other than the ZA drop, I think. This year, at least, like I said, the only thing I want from the Nintendo Direct is they better freaking, or the Pokemon Direct, is they better drop Pokemon Coliseum and Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness that day. If they don't, I'm going to be livid. I'm going to be like, this was the time to do it, and for some reason you guys can't drop it? Are you kidding me? I'm going to be pissed. My whole day will be ruined. I don't even care if they, like, show us the starters for Gen 10. I'd still be so angry about not getting those ports set up. Like, you teased us with those so long ago. I hope they've got some events planned for the 30th anniversary. They need to, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is supposed to be the 30th anniversary. You guys better have something, you know, to give us to, you know, enjoy or whatever that day. You better. You better stop. One of the whole reasons I bought a Switch 2 isn't even available yet. Yeah, I'm hoping it will be soon. It would line up because, like, I think they showed off different titles that would be playable, and the ones that showed up before Pokemon, I think, have become available. Like, if you see the sizzle reel or whatever, where they all show them. I do think the ones that are leading up to where they show off Coliseum and XD Gale of Darkness, I think those ones are out, or have come out recently, so I do think it would make sense then if that was supposed to be like a timeline, that it would make sense then if February would, you know, would be around when you'd want that to come out. And like I said, I don't even care for the home compatibility. I could care less. I just want to be able to play them. It would be wild though if they were like, you can play them, and guess what? You want to try to get Jirachi? Because I think it'd be so cool if they do release the collection and they're like, by the way, you can do all of the events on either cartridge, including the Jirachi event thing, if you play Pokemon Coliseum. I'd be like, oh. Oh, they probably won't, because that'd be like, I don't know how you'd integrate that, but probably not easily. So I doubt something like that would happen. But at least make the event available. That'd be so cool. Right? Make it still just as, like, weird to do and set up and everything, you know? I don't even know how you'd set that hunt up. It makes sense with the, because you can do like a hard save, you know, hard reset of the game and everything. I don't know how easy that would be to do if they made it like, because they are planning on making it a collection, I think, or it'll be a separate thing you can buy, but it's gonna have to be a lot of the, I don't know, it's gonna be like, if it's a classic collection, it has to be red, blue, yellow, gold, silver, crystal, and then Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, right? But I would also hope that Fire Red and Leaf Green would be in there too. Come on. Come on. Obscure Pokemon events? Yeah. I was okay with them, I guess, when I was a kid, because sometimes they were pretty easy to get. You just go to GameStop or whatever. But now that we have the internet, you know, just give it to us over the internet. It's okay. Nothing wrong with that. So, we'll see. But yeah, I was talking yesterday, if it is a collection and it's expensive, I'm not going to get it, because it just doesn't seem like it's worth it. I'd rather just boot the emulator up and do this instead. It's like barely worth it at that point, you know? But if I can get them for like $40, that's fine. But I think that's like my, like, I think 50 is my high end. That's my top end. If it's more than 50, if you're really going to try sending me all those old games for $70, see ya. Deuces. Oh man, I'd be like, nah, I'm good, thank you though. Thanks for the kind thing you're giving us and acting like it's a cool thing. No, I'm good, thanks. I'm just fine, thank you. I don't even know how you handle a Pokemon collection like that either. You're like, you can play red or blue, and then you can play gold or silver. Can't even talk. And yeah, there's like version differences, but if I can play either one because it's all on the same cart, just put all the Pokemon on the same cart. My guy, just let me play Crystal and then add the extra spawns that are missing. You know, give me some UI upgrade. That's gonna be another thing I'm gonna hate too, is if they package this as like a Pokemon collection thing, but they don't have any sort of like modifications to the UI or anything. I'm gonna be so mad. Oh, but it takes away from the feeling of the vintage. Blech, shut up. It's one thing when it comes from like your subscription or whatever that you're going for. I understand. It's very limited, like as to what they do to it, because it's just the game. I get that. But if you're gonna sell it to me as a collection, I swear to God, you better make UI updates. You better make quality of life changes, okay? I swear we are in a different age right now. Please. You're gonna make me pay 50, 60 bucks for this thing. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, it's gonna be expensive if it is a thing, and no one's gonna want to buy it. Or people will buy it because they're crazy, but I would not be one of them. No, thank you. I'm good. That is actually, I think, where I draw the line. Didn't think I would at first, but when it came to Pokemon, usually I'm a pretty big shill. But I think that is where the line is drawn. I think I go, you know what? No, this is not okay. Especially if you can't get them individually. Like, if the only way to play them on the Switch is to buy this collection, then I'm good. Because I'd only ever really want to play Crystal Yellow and Emerald. I could care less about those third games in each one. They're, in my opinion, the perfect versions of each of those games. In my opinion. So, if they do release them as a collection, I hope they at least provide home compatibility. That is fair, yeah. I'd be okay with that. And then we're like one step closer to being able to pull them through like almost every generation on one console. Emil, welcome on in. I hope you're doing well. Hope everything went well today for you. We're just talking about if there is a Pokemon collection, how they will release it. At least that's what I'm talking about. But yeah, I hope that it does have home compatibility. It should. I mean, if they're selling it as a separate package from the Nintendo Direct or the Nintendo Online stuff, then I would hope it has home compatibility. If it doesn't, then that'd be criminal. Truly and honestly criminal. I don't know if I would, like, it when those release and they're not too expensive, I don't know if I would do a shiny only playthrough of any of those, because the odds are wild. And I don't stream enough to play on base odds like that. That's why I like being able to manipulate the odds early in this game, because I'm a working man. I got stuff to do. It'd be cool if they did have home compatibility and they worked the old minigames from the old transfer process. That would be interesting, to say the least. I don't know. I doubt they'll like ever do that again, because it's just like, no, you just pull it from home. You want it, get it from home. That's it. I don't think we're ever getting those fun little mini games ever again. But if they do an old collection of gens 1 through 3, that means we'd have gen 1, 2, 3, 4, 9 and 10, or 8 and 9, I should say, sorry. 8 and 9 all on the Switch, which is pretty cool. Pretty neat. That I will say is pretty cool. But who knows? Like I said, if they don't do much with the UI, then I think I'll just be like, meh. Especially if it's expensive. I have the feeling it's going to be expensive, because they'll be like, technically it's 9 games wrapped into one. I'll be like, yeah, but you didn't even put fire red leaf green in that number. So it should be 11. That's gonna be the thing for me too, because if it's like, if I can't play fire red leaf green, and they say like, oh, we didn't do any of the events, so you can't have access to any of the events, I'd be like, all right, no, I'm good, thanks. I'm sure they'd have to like load them in, because they did that with Crystal, and that was so good, because you could on the old virtual console for Crystal, like, was loaded in with, like, once you beat the champion, you got the Celebi side quest, which I thought was really cool. Nasia, what's going on? Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. We're trying to get a shiny Poliwag would be awesome. But I'll take a shiny Spinnerack as well. Oh my god, hitting the Poliwag that many times in a row is perfect. It's gonna be very sad if I get a shiny Hoothoot. Passing by to say hi because I'm about to eat dinner. Well, I hope you have a good dinner. Enjoy. Food sounds pretty good right now. I usually, on the weekend, what I usually do is I'll have a pretty decent sized breakfast, and then I won't really eat much until dinner. I'll maybe snack a little bit, but that's about it. Good luck on the shiny hunt though. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it. So yeah, hopefully we don't get another shiny Hoothoot. That's kind of the biggest thing right now. I was hoping that Spinnerack or Poliwag. Either one, I'll take either. Poliwags isn't too easy to spot right away, but hopefully we can spot it when it loads in. Although I think the shiny thing will play like right away because we are skipping the sliding animation that normally plays. So we're saving a little bit of time with each encounter that way. And then being able to run straight from the shortcut's really cool too. I love this shortcut thing, just running right away. It's so nice. If you guys are out there, I'd appreciate it a ton if you'd like to stream. Helps me out a lot. If you haven't subscribed yet, I think you should. I'm making lots of different Pokemon content right now. Main focus of the channel. But I do a bunch of other stuff too, depending on how I'm feeling. That stuff doesn't always do well, but you know what? That's okay. I'll still do it. Like, I've done Balacho streams before. Those were fun. And I only, you know, I might only be the only person in there, and that's all right. I've just been enjoying streaming just for the fun of it. I think it's fun to play a game, then have people like come and go and talk about stuff, and I like it a lot. It's fun. And I hope all those that are lurking out there are doing well. Never feel like you have to talk in my chat, trust me. I'm not someone who talks much in other people's chats either, but I'm there the whole time. There'll be a day where 11 dudes kicking a ball around won't dictate my mental health, but today is not that day. Is the game started yet, Galooper? Or is it about to start here soon? We're at the end of the first half, and once again, throwing a lead away because we never do things the easy way? Oh no. Well, that is awful to hear, Galooper. I'm sorry. How dare they throw leads away? At least we're getting Poliwag though. Yeah, I'm gonna stream for a bit, and then depending on when I feel like ending, I might end the stream and then record some pocket content. I don't know why I was like, I'd rather just stream this than record stream pocket content, I guess. Because the pocket videos I can just leave as videos. I think is the biggest part. And like, I do like doing the short style stream stuff just for discovery. And I think it's just, I honestly do like the aspect of like just like flipping through like a shorts feed or whatever and then coming across someone's stream or whatever. I like that. I think that's neat. Granted, some of them are like not the best thing to just stumble onto, but I think a stream like this is pretty fun to come across. So that means I don't really like, I've done landscape streams before, and you know, I got nothing against it, but I just like the, I don't know, it's nice. And I was like this whole like overlay that I have for this one. This one's fun. I like the Game Boy Color. I looked up, I had to like figure out the types of fonts they used on the Game Boy Color and stuff too to make it look similar. It's pretty cool. I had to like, I was like looking into like, that's like a fun little thing I like figuring out is when I'm trying to replicate a logo, is figuring out what fonts are used in certain things and why those fonts are used. It's kind of neat. And the first half, oh, I already did that. I'll let you put something else about it. Emily sending me TikToks. I can't even watch TikToks. Well, I mean, I think I can watch them in a browser. I'll probably try to see if I can get the Pokopia stream scheduled here soon too. That'd be cool. I just don't know why this drop frames thing is just the roughest part. I think it's because they're, I don't know. I doubt there's that like much of a limit on the amount of devices on this node that I'm using here, but if it would help, then I'll probably just yank some devices off of it and put them on something else. That way they don't end up clogging it up. I have a lot of like smart lights and stuff, and I don't think they take up much bandwidth at all, but I just think that the amount of traffic a device holds probably does affect a bit of its like internet output or whatever you want to call it. So it just seems like a super inconsistent, you know, stream anyway, as far as like the settings and stuff go. I wish there was something I could like affect on the fly, but I can't really change it too much. What's up? Hi. You going to sleep?
Yeah. He's going to sleep for like almost an hour.
I was gonna say, I assumed he'd be out.
My nap.
Oh, nice. Good nap. It's tough. Thanks. See, the frames dropped again. Why do they drop? That's my issue with the provider, is that its consistency is not great. And anytime I've tried to talk to their help desk about consistency stuff, they don't ever give me a straight answer. Because I think they know that it would like end up costing them money to upgrade their service, but it's like they don't want to do that. It means I know that I can't just pay for better internet. Like, paying for better internet would not help me here. It would just, it'd be better internet most of the time, and then it would still have the drops. So that's the roughest part about looking at those frames drop. Part of it could just be how the routers work too. That's also another big thing I've thought about too. Oh, and also Chrome is open. And Chrome is a resource hog, so I wonder that sometimes about Chrome as well. If it is affecting the bandwidth in any way, shape, or form, it wouldn't surprise me if it was. Would not surprise me in the slightest. Try to use Firefox as often as you can. Fair. I know it's not the computer dropping the frames. If there was a way to diagnose what the issue was, I think it's the issue. It's just my internet, though. It really is just my internet. There's not a better way to look at it. The router is so far away. It's kind of the biggest issue. errors again. It's crazy. It happens out of nowhere too. I won't even like. I wonder if it's really got something to do with OBS or YouTube, though. It might be OBS that's causing this problem. My internet seems like it's okay. My PC just gets having an Ethernet cable. Fair. I use like a node, and then I have the Ethernet cable attached to the node for my computer. So, and usually it's fine, but recently it's been acting weird, and I don't know why. And I wonder if it's got something to do with OBS. I really do. It might, honestly. It might be an OBS problem, not even on my end. Roisin, welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. How's things going? We're just shiny hunting here in Pokemon Heart and Soul, which is a ROM hack for Pokemon Emerald. Trying to see if we can get hopefully a shiny Poliwag or a shiny Spinarak. Either one will do. Really don't want Hoot Hoot. Streaming troubleshooting to offer anything of worth? You're good. It's all good. Nah, and I'd like to think I know more than the average person does, but I still still never sure, so I don't know what that means. Before I hide that message, what does that mean? People just be coming and saying random nonsense. And they're like, why don't I have friends? Well, that could be a good reason. Looking forward to Tuesday? What's going on Tuesday? What's looking forward to on Tuesday? I think they mean any. Oh, any shiny Pokemon. Or a date with Cynthia. Probably a date with Cynthia. You're going to a concert? Nice. Is it like a popular type of music, or is it a band I would know, or is it something closer to home? Yeah, who are you seeing? I guess we got the hoodoo pretty early yesterday then, because we were only hunting for so long. I see it's dropping again. It's got to be OBS, I would think. At this point, I don't know who else would be acting up. It's not my computer. My computer seems fine. I don't know. It's weird. Motionless in white. I feel like that is something I've like heard of vaguely, but no, not off the top of my head do I know who that is. Sorry. Let me do this real quick. Sorry, guys. Heavy metal band. Okay, that's probably why I have heard of them then. That would make sense. I do know them, the genre, pretty well. I'm sure I've seen them in passing or something as far as like knowing their existence, but I don't think I've ever heard their music before. And if I have, I would know off the top of my head any of their songs. That's awesome though. Have a good time. It sounds like a blast. Trying to figure out exactly what my bandwidth is at whenever I check stuff here on OBS. It seems like pretty consistent here, like it knows what it's doing as far as like how much upload I'm sending. They were in Glasgow 2 days ago. Nice. That's pretty cool. Actually not even that much, so I don't even know why all of a sudden it starts dropping frames. But I have to make sure I have this like thing open, because otherwise I'm never gonna know what's wrong with this unless I look this up on my router as we stream here. If we end up dropping stuff, I'll have to see exactly what, because I feel like the bandwidth would still be the same then if the if the frames are dropping or whatever, then it'd be more on OBS perhaps, or YouTube. I've had that thought as well, that maybe something's happening on YouTube's end, and that's why my frames seem to drop so consistently. Because I think otherwise my internet's been all right. We did Preston. We got Shiny Cyndaquil and we got Shiny Hoot Hoot. So now we're on Route 30 trying to see if we can get not a Shiny Hoot Hoot. We're trying to get Spinarak or Poliwag. Either one would be cool. So. See, now it like went up a bunch. I don't know why it does that. It noticed it too on here. So I guess it is something OBS is trying to do, and it's some nonsense. Bizarre. Is that the same as Heart Gold Soul Silver? I believe so. I don't think there's any of like the Olympics stuff or whatever there was, those mini games. I don't think those are in here. But a bunch of the other stuff is all pretty similar to Heart Gold Soul Silver from what I understand. It took the best parts of everything the way it was. The ROM, it kind of puts itself as. It's like the definitive way to play these, I guess, or whatever. It's been fun so far, I will say. The big difference, there's a bunch of stuff you can, like, a bunch of settings you can change. Fairy is in this game as a typing, but you can turn that off if you want to. So it's up to you if you want to play with fairy typing or not. I forget exactly what alls. Right now we have boosted shiny odds. So the odds right now are 1 in 512 to see a shiny. So we should see a shiny almost once a stream, I would say, with as often as we encounter stuff. Do they have any megas or that kind of stuff? I don't think so, no. In that aspect, it is like a more pure version of Heart Gold and Soul Silver, I guess. There's a randomizer. You can turn a randomizer on. All the Pokemon do have full evolution lines. So if it's a Pokemon, like Annihilate, I think is in this game. So if it's a Pokemon that can evolve into something that just got like a new evolution recently, then it'll be in here. Miss Magius is in here as an evolution for Mischievous. So that's cool. I'm sure some of the teams reflect that as well. Some of the trainer teams will reflect some of that as well. So. Is the Spinarak a shiny? That'll be pretty quick to tell. The Poliwag, I'm not sure. I don't know if I'll notice it's shiny until it does the sparkle animation. With Hoot Hoot, I noticed pretty much right away, but it'll be interesting to see. There's Zubat here sometimes? Wait, what? That's the first time I've seen Zubat the whole time I've been doing this. Wait, what is going on? Can I play that next then? Go for it. I got a shiny Rockruff and Lilio this morning on Radical Red. Nice, that's cool. It does have a Nuzlocke mode in this game, so you do have the option for that if you want to do Nuzlocks. I think boosting the shiny odds in this is pretty cool too. A lot of different ROM hacks have been doing that recently, and I enjoy that. Because it makes like a shiny only run like way more like a thing. Because I feel like, yeah, you can do a shiny only run as like a base odds thing, but god, the base odds, it takes forever. You won't be done with your whole thing, and unless it's the only thing you play like every day for hours on end. I just don't have that kind of time. So I think these like 5-12 odds are like perfect. All right, were Zubat available and they're not ambushing you every other battle? I know it's like a rare spawn. I was surprised. I was like, whoa. Is that a Zubat? What the hell? I did not know you could find them here. I wonder if the game glitched out or something. Seems bizarre. Still looking for something crazy here. One of the other cool things is that the Cyndaquil and the Hoothoot we both caught are both adamant. Which we actually don't really want them to be adamant. We'd prefer them both, I think, to be honest. But you know what? That's all right. That's okay. But yeah, them being the same nature is pretty sick. Kind of so many Pokemon that the game had to go no value in the wrong integer or something. Yeah. It was like, whoa. It's high time, so I guess Zubat. Here, you take a Zubat. See, now my upload bandwidth has dropped out a ton. I can see that on this thing here, but why? Like, if I did a test right now, okay, it's going back up. See, it's just weird. I don't know why I did that. Now it's like cranking it up, I think, to make up for the lost frames, and then it goes back down. It's weird. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense. I have to run my internet speed at that exact moment to see if I can catch it being slow. And then if it's not slow, I would have to know from there that it is like OBS doing some dumb nonsense. I'll have to see if I have to update it or something, maybe. I have like auto update, I think, turned off for OBS. Because I don't know, it would always ask me about updates, and I don't like updating OBS too often because I feel like if you do, you can get, like, stuff can break as far as your settings and stuff go, and it's just a pain in the butt. So I told OBS to stop asking, stop doing the auto update, because I was like, just knock it off. Okay, so here. Okay, see, my upload speeds are perfect. Then it's got to be something to do either with the node or with OBS. Another one! Another Zubat! It's crazy. I would love shiny Zubat. That'd be cool. We'll see if we can get it. Another green shiny. That's fun. We shall see. Yeah, I don't know then. I'll have to look into that because this is a ridiculous amount of dropped frames. So it's very possible that it could be OBS doing some weird nonsense with YouTube, but I wouldn't know. And then I gotta check the node as well. There are definitely a few things on the node that I could change and put onto the main router. I think that would be better. Well, I don't think this node can handle that many devices, but it might be better if it didn't. So we'll see. Also made sure this this computer in specific has high priority too as far as internet goes. I did that before the stream started just to see if that would help. Did not at all. Didn't help at all. So maybe it is like an OBS problem. It could be. I mean, it's possible since I haven't updated it in a minute. Maybe like the handshake that it makes with YouTube is like getting old or something. I need to update. I don't know. It just seems odd to me. It doesn't seem like it is on my end as far as the internet goes. It does seem like the internet's fine. But I am running it through the router, like the internet check. So if like the node isn't communicating properly, I wouldn't know. But it's tough to try to stream from the node. But I feel like I had way less, or not from the node, but from the router itself. But I don't know. If the node's having problems, I might have to just reboot it and see if that helps. But it is what it is. What am I looking for? Oh, cool, man. Mango. Oh, cool. I'm looking for a shiny Spinarak or a shiny Poliwag. We don't want Hoothoot. Yo, excuse me, I have to go to the bathroom, so enjoy your chair stream. Ow. That's sucking on me. I'll be back in a minute.
Short steps, deep breaths, everything is alright. Chin up, I can't step into the spotlight. She said, I'm sad, somehow without any words. I just stood there, searching for an
Alright, I'm back.
answer. When this world is
Oh, that song's from To the Moon. I can't believe we're getting ambushed by the song. Are we? I've never played this game before. People say it's really heart-wrenching though.
until the stars all fall down. They empty from the sky, but I don't mind if you're with me and everything's alright.
My beloved. All I know is it is a very heart-wrenching game. That's all I've been really told about the game without like getting spoiled on it. It's disconnected. Now the whole of OBS has just lost itself. That's why it's gotta be OBS. Sorry, I'm back, guys. It's gotta be OBS then, because that was just like OBS just dropped the connection entirely. That's not my internet. I think my internet's been fine. You're rolling on for less than a second. That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like it's got to be OBS then at this point. Just gonna shoveling snow for mom. Well, thanks, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate you going over there and hanging out there this weekend. Hope she's doing well. Hope you're doing well as well. We went and got groceries this morning. Archer's been doing well. Oh, Emily and I, since our tax return's coming back here soon, we're saving most of it, but mostly for bills. But Emily and I agreed we could spend like a small portion of it on stuff. So I'm gonna get the I'm gonna get that Lego Legend of Zelda set that's coming out here at the beginning of March. And I'm gonna build it on stream, so I'm pumped for that. The music change is just so funny to me. Other than that, we're doing pretty good here. Trying to see if we can get shiny Poliwag or shiny Spinner. I could be pretty sick. We're gonna get some pizza here tonight for dinner. Excited about that. No OCD, but you can count me in to turn your toilet paper in the correct position. Thank you. Wait, what is the correct position? Wait, what's the correct position though? Thomas the Tank Engine? It sounds like it, yeah. But no, it's not. Over the top, agreed, thank you. It is Thomas the Tank Engine. Yep, there you go. Right? Because that is the correct way to do it, right? Over the top. Girl wants to know if Archer's taking a nap. He is. It is that time of the day for him. Very tired because we dragged him to the grocery store with us. He likes going to the grocery store. We just plop him in the seat in the cart, you know. And we just got a bunch of groceries because we hadn't been grocery shopping in like 2 weeks. We were like, we gotta get some groceries. So we've been doing pretty good about getting like frozen meals and stuff, and then making them and all that. So, but we do still like to like get stuff and go out to eat on the weekends. So, or at least for dinner. I made eggs this morning. I've been getting pretty good at making eggs. I was all right at making eggs before, but I've been getting better at it. I'm trying to perfect the craft of making scrambled eggs. Like a mullet over the top. There you go. That's the correct way to do toilet paper. From underneath, it's just, I don't know. I can't do it. It's hard because then, like, if you're right next to the toilet paper, you gotta pull down and up. That's ridiculous. It's way harder to rip that way, too, it feels like, at least to me. Yeah, this is Archer's nap time. He's usually asleep around this time of day. He'll sleep from like 12:30ish, 1 o'clock-ish until like 3, typically. I can't count the squares, it's from the bottom. That too. The Sharpen Forever roll, those industrial ones, yeah. Those are almost too thick though, you know? I don't need those clogging up my pipes. But I do like soft toilet paper, I cannot lie. All right. Trying to think about what else I'm aiming for on the channel here. Angel Soft for the W. I never really cared too much about the brand, honestly. Usually I'm buying store brand stuff. Typically. What's going on, Bulba King? Welcome on in. You alright? I just like the stream, streamer. Well, thank you. Everyone else should follow suit and like the stream right now. Thanks. Doing great? That's good. Good to hear. Walking on the pad right now? Nice. I'm walking on the pad, Rich Brow. Nice. Enjoy your walk on the pad. Can't type and walk fair. This game is on, I'll buy it in bulk. 16 roll packs? That's fair. I get that. Who is Rich Brow? That's what I want to know, Korux. Why are you walking pad Rich Brow? What does that even mean? Stream is at 15 likes now? Nice. Well, if someone wants to give me a new like goal, I would appreciate it. Heck yeah, I'll take the 100 emoji for 2 jewels. 2 big old jewels. Thanks a ton, babe. Appreciate it. The random Zubat is always wild to me. It really is a rare goal. New goal, 16 likes. Whoa. Oh, just a smidge higher than that, I would think. You at 16, go for 17. 17 likes. Wow. That's so good. Can we get much higher? I don't know. Can we get much higher? So high. Oh, there goes the frames. Bye, frames. I feel like OBS says I drop frames too, but it doesn't sound like you guys ever notice it. So like if I am dropping a crazy amount of frames, I don't think you guys even see the frames get lost or a lag or anything. The only lag you guys have probably seen was when it disconnected for a second there. That was it. Lego 22 wide teeth. My shiny teeth that sparkle. Like you even have access to the emojis in your like teeth. Is because you should have at least 22 teeth. At least. Just like the stars in space. My shiny teeth that glisten. Buffer for a second, but that's it. Okay, cool. As long as it's just like a second, who cares? I don't know. That's fine. That's what it is a lot of the time, I think, too. It just buffers for like a second or two, which is all right. It just means I know not to be funny or interesting during that period of time. Then otherwise, I can be. I can allow myself to be funny and interesting. Oh, boy. Beavers. Poor beavers. Why are there so many beavers? Poor beavers. A new song for a few dollars. That didn't even stop me. I went back to singing it like half an hour later. Oh boy. Oh, go ahead. By all means, I don't care. Is he? He should still be tired for at least another hour. I would think. Ooh, I'm really trying to go as fast as I can along the grass here. Surely sooner rather than later we'll get this thing. I guess we got really lucky on the hoot-hoot now that I'm realizing. By Johnny Burnett. Looking for Johnny. We can't all be talented singing about beavers. Oh, has anyone watched the end of Fallout? I thought it was alright. Like, it's a decent ending. It teases a couple different things that are pretty neat. That I'm cool with. I'm like, alright, this is fun. But also, like, I don't know, I was kind of hoping there'd be more on, like, us going to a different setting from a different one of the games. So the fact that we're going to a setting that the games haven't really touched on too much is, like, it's cool, but at the same time, it does make me a little sad. But I'm okay with it. I do think this was the play, honestly, because the game being set in one of the games has, I think, been awful for the show. or at least in one of the games, it's been such like a prominent thing for people. Or they fell out. Austin, what's going on? Welcome on in. I agree. I don't know. I think they did fall out. What's the name of the show? He just said the name of the show. Oh my god. My friend is really excited that they're going to the town he lives in for the next season. Oh, that's cool. That's pretty sick. Yeah, but yeah, it's probably the best thing. Like, I did want them to go to a different location, but that's just me. I think eventually we will end up in like Boston or DC. It does seem like they plan on this show running for a while. Like, I have to appreciate that it does seem like there is a clear and concise ending to this whole like show. But I do think like I think some storylines are kind of written off the cuff, and others are just kind of like, you know, like I think Lucy's storyline is pretty well done. I thought, you know, I don't know, Maximus' storyline was just kind of meh. I'm not gonna lie, it was just kind of okay. It's fine, I guess, but I didn't like the Brotherhood of Steel. I don't feel like they did a really good job with it this season. There was a lot of just like these people exist and they just exist to do war, which I kind of get, I guess, to some extent as well. But I do like that we're getting into the other stuff that they've teased. I don't want to like spoil too much if people want to watch the show or whatever, but I'm excited for the next season. I think it'll be good. But I do think with this past season, they could have done a little bit more with the setting. I'm kind of sad they didn't. We didn't go to like any vaults this season either. I think that's what gets my goat, is there's like a couple of vaults that they could have like visited. Kind of like how they did it in New Vegas, and they just didn't do it. After they left the one vault, what was it? Well, actually, they're still pretty far away. I was gonna say, the people that are still, there's still like, there's like a storyline going on in California right now, a storyline that's mostly in Nevada. It's pretty wild. I always forget that. But I thought Lucy's storyline was really good. Maximus's is all right. I don't know. His storyline's okay. And then this is the only two major ones right now. Well, there's not three, technically a third. That'll, I think, pretty much be its own thing. That'll be interesting. I don't know what'll happen there. Because I think we're about to get a separate storyline. Like, I do think there is the chance that we end up... Okay, so here's what I think. The diode, or whatever you want to call it, is still very much a thing. But it's what's keeping House alive. So he probably won't want them to take it. But I can't imagine... Because his Pip-Boy is still lying around somewhere. He must still be, like, around there somewhere, I would think. So I don't think this is the last we see of House. I do think we're gonna wrap up here soon, though. We've been streaming for about 2 hours. That's about as long as I like to run these usually anymore. And I want to have some time to maybe record some pocket decks. Come up with a couple cooks. Anyone out there play Pokemon Pocket? Is there a deck you want to see me try to make out of the new set? I haven't done a Mega Gardevoir deck yet, so I might get into that. I haven't made a... I'm trying to think here. Like, I want to make a couple decks with Mimikyu. I do kind of want to make a Besties deck where I run Gengar and Mimikyu. I think it'll be fun. Now that we can actually have like a pretty decent Gengar Mimikyu deck, I'm down. I was messing with one earlier. It's not like the most consistent though, is the only thing, but I do like it. But you run 2 gig. I think it's like, I think what I would run with it though is I'd probably just run 1 Gengar and 1 Gengar EX. I don't know if there's any reason to run 2 Gengar EX in that deck. I play Pocket, but I don't understand the deck building much. I run Celebi EX Superior most of the time. Nice. There's a fun new... Okay, it's a deck I kind of want to cook on at some point. I might make one for fun. But I was watching... there's this content creator called Zatumi. Or he's known by Zen, but... he goes against a deck in one of his videos where it's a juggler deck with Celebi. So they use Magneton to build energy. And then they use... Oh, who else do they use to build up energy? I forget. Babies and stuff, I think, as well. But they generate all these different kinds of energy, and there's this new juggler card, which I thought was garbage, but actually seems to have some interesting deck applications. And when you use juggler, if you have 3 different kinds of energy on your side of the playing field, all the energy that's on the bench goes to your active Pokemon. So you could like set up a Celebi doing that, and have it do like crazy damage. But I feel like it always gets to like yeah, that's interesting, but like a Superior and a Leafeon would do the same thing pretty much, you know? Bro, it's Natasha, bro. Dude, bro, guy, bro. Natasha, bro. What, bro? Are, bro, you doing, bro? What is up? I hope you're well. We're trying to get a shiny. Haven't found one yet. Still working on it. So I might try to make a deck like that just to use Celebi again. Celebi always seems to return somehow. You're my bro, bro. Bro. So you run like... what was the person running? They were running 2 copies of Eevee and Leafeon. I think they were running 1 Celebi EX because you just need the one. And you don't need it right away either, because as long as you can build energy on something in the backline, that's all that really matters, I think. If I remember correctly. And then you use like a bunch of different kinds of energy. And then you use Magneton. Then you just use it to generate energy. I don't know if you run a Magnezone in that deck. I guess you could. It's wild that like you could, and it's just like you have like 50 options you could use at any given moment. Which I think is pretty cool for a deck like that, but I have to build it and see. But yeah, I think you probably only run 1 Celebi in it, if I had to guess. You don't need 2. You're not gonna. You need 2 Celebis. Like, and you want to find Celebi, but it's okay if it takes you a minute to find it because you don't like need it right away, which is nice. You just have to make sure you leave board space for it. That's the only thing. And then you really want to start Eevee, and you don't want to start Celebi. That's why you only run 1 copy. That's like the biggest thing about Pocket that you have to think of, that you don't have to necessarily think about in a lot of these other deck building games, because like if you mulligan or there's stuff you can't necessarily play right away. It's just up to however, you know, it depends on the game. But with Pocket, you always start with a basic, so that's something that you have to always keep in mind when you're building decks in that game. You're my boy, Blue. It's been going good, Natasha. We haven't found a shiny Pokemon on the stream yet. That's all right. We're running at Masuda odds pretty much. This is 1 in 512. Running through the grass here. We're just trying to see if we can get shiny Pokemon. We're trying to do a shiny Pokemon for every like route we go through here. And we're doing a shinies only run. I haven't done much of the game yet, but that's because we've done a lot of shiny hunting up until this point. There's a lot of like no trainers and just a bunch of shiny hunting you do, so that's most of what we've been doing right now. Trying to see if we can. I really want Poliwag. But Spinnerak could be alright too. We just don't want Hoot Hoot again. We already got Hoot Hoot. It probably would have been better to try to get a different, like a Sentret or a Pidgey or something during the day in the last round, and then switching this to nighttime, and then like getting a Hoot Hoot wouldn't be a big deal. But you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. Bad luck in battles with my draws. Either put too many trainer cards or too many stage 1-2 Pokemon on my decks. I don't put what I need to play my... That's fair, yeah. That's something you just have to be mindful of. I think it's okay to like do a little like, I don't know. It's hard to explain how to exactly build a deck in Pocket. Well, since I blessed you with my presence now, you're gonna get a shiny ASAP. My gift to you. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Natasha. Right now? Right here, right now? No. Wrong. I still have bad luck. OND, what's going on, old Nintendo dude? Welcome on in. Thank you for the shiny duck. I will take it in stride. I appreciate the shiny duck. My bro gift. My gift to bro. My bro gift. Take my bro gift. Rare candy cards and the quick grow extract cards, my saving grace, those are good. I do want to make a deck with the Vivillon that there is now, or it does 60 damage and it sleeps and poisons. I want to make a deck like that with Lilligant. I think would work pretty well. And then you run like 2 quick grow extract and a rare candy. I don't think you would need more than one rare candy. But then you can make this bug big. We can make big bug. And then you can throw some leaf capes in there too. And it's low energy cost. So you don't need any ramp or anything because it's only ever 2 energy for an attack that does anything. So, bro luck. Give me the bro luck. I require it. I require the bro luck. Please give me your bro luck. Put a Butterfree on the deck for a casual 20 HP healing every turn. No, that's too much. That's too much deck space. That's ridiculous. I'd rather do like Shaman. But then you don't want to like start Shaman. That's the only thing. No, that would be ridiculous. That'd be ridiculous. There's no way. I would not do that. That's just like too much nonsense in my opinion. Like the idea behind the deck is we're going for big health pool. Like normally I think Pavilion has 130 health. Well, if you give it a cape, it has 160. And if you have 2 Lilligans, it has 210. Which is funny. So I want to see if we can get this bug to have big health. Is Caterpie supposed to be there? Yeah, it's just chilling, dude. What's wrong? Bro? It's just broing it up on the tree, dude. What's your deal, bro? What's your deal with that Caterpie, bro? It's big chilling. I'm gonna do the Caterpie police. Tasha's like, oh my gosh, why did I even give him my bro luck? He's not even using it right. I see the big bug version, yeah. The big bug vision, yeah. At least that's what I would go for in a deck like that. The biggest thing you could probably want to do is find a way to up the damage. But I don't think you run Nihiligos though. Like you could do Pavilion with 2 Nihiligos, but then like if you start Nihiligo, you're just screwed. Because you won't be able to attack with it. Because I think Pavilion needs 2, it needs a grass. It needs 2 grass energy, I think, to attack. If Pavilion was a grass and a colorless, you probably could get away with doing like grass dark. Maybe. In a deck like that, but I don't know. It'd be awkward. I hate running 2 energy in a deck like that, so. But that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. It wouldn't be the best thing in the world either, though. I just like having Quick Grow Extract because you run like 2 copies of that and then like a rare candy. Because I think most of the time you just like use Spupa to get Pavilion out of your deck and then evolve into it. But the Quick Grow Extract is there if you need to do it right away or if you need to mill cards out of your deck or whatever. And it's for the Lilligans too, for the most part. A deck like that doesn't need much searching either. I mean, you need some searching if you're looking for your bug and you end up with Lilligan for too long, but you'd run like 1 copy of May for that, and then a copycat. That's like the big 3 right now for card draw, is you need 2 research, and then a copycat, and then a May. You usually want at least 1 copycat in like every deck you make. I'm not even lying. It's 2 Pokeball, 2 research, and a copycat in like every deck. Almost. There are some times where you prefer an Iono. Sometimes Iono is better when you're running like a deck that'll have a lot of cards in its hand. Like if you're running 1 Mawile and 19 trainers, Iono is almost better in a deck like that because you might have a lot of supporters in your hand at the same time and you don't want them all. So you can use the Iono to get something else, but it just depends on the deck you're running. I just like that deck as an option. And then maybe you run an Ogerpon in a deck like that too. I was watching someone, was it Godsley or whatever, had a Pavilion deck with Ogerpon in it. And Ogerpon is just the option for damage. You just run your own copy too because you don't really want to start with it. So but that way you have 4 other Pokemon you're kind of okay with starting with, and then 1 you can work with. Rewatching the latest Star Wars trilogy, and obviously I fell asleep through most of this the first time. Of course. Oh no. Of course. I don't blame you. I haven't watched. Well, I like The Force Awakens, the first one. I think that one's all right. But the other two are just like, they don't have any, like, I don't know. They have, okay, my biggest issue with the latest trilogy is they did not pick one director to do all 3 movies. They should have just gotten a team and went, here are all 3 movies, go to town. But Disney, because they don't believe in long-term effort, I guess they only think in the short term for some dumb reason. I don't know. It's not like they're a multi-billion-dollar company that can afford to make decisions for 5 years or whatever, but regardless, all they had to do was come up with a team to like put out a consistent product, and they've missed the mark by such a large margin. Like, there is no vision at all to the last 3 movies, in my opinion. Because they don't know, like, each director every time was like, oh, I didn't know I was doing this. Well, the first time, with The Force Awakens, I think, you know, J.J. Abrams knew what he wanted to go for and all that. Did a pretty decent job with it. But then, like, it was like, okay, well, then we're going to have him direct the next one, right? No, we're going to have someone else direct the next one. Okay, that's kind of freaking weird. And then they come out with it, and then people are like, well, that's just like, it's just such a different tone than the first one was. So now I'm not the biggest fan of it, you know? And it's like, okay. Is that a soap in a box? What is that? Oh, soapbox. Yeah, I'm soapboxing right now, yeah. I'm preaching to the choir, I'm sure. But then, on top of that, you know, they were like, okay, well, we're going to have this, like, different guy direct the last one again, which we knew. And that guy had prepared, you know, his own thing, kind of going off of the other 2, you know, storylines. And they were like, nah, well, you know. Well, guess what? The Last Jedi wasn't freaking received well. God knows why. Like I said, I don't think it's really even, like, what Rian Johnson's fault that it didn't do well. It's got nothing to do with him. I think I saw the vision for what he was shooting for, but it just, like I said, it was such a different... The tone shift was so jarring for people that we immediately like knee-jerked and thought it was a bad movie. In reality, it's not that bad. The crappiest movie of the Star Wars trilogy is the last one, because it is such a slap in the face to so many different things about Star Wars as a whole. It just sucks. It's so dumb. Oh, Yibode, you never gotta apologize. It's all good. Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing good. They should have admitted they didn't know what they were doing for that trilogy. And one of the directors in an interview went, I learned the movies are better when you have a plan. That's what I'm saying. So because the second movie wasn't received well, they were like, oh, you know how we had someone planning the third movie? We're going to scrap that guy and have the guy who did the first movie do this one on a short notice because we're on a timetable here. And so the last movie truly is like the culmination of garbage that has been building up across those 2 movies, because finally all the planning went out the window, and they were like, please, J.J. Abrams, you did good with the first one. Can you do good with this one too? And he's like, honestly, I'm sure he sat there and was like, no. This is not salvageable at this point. No one can save this. You guys have screwed this over royally. Like, royally. Oh, man. Anyway. It's just such a sad thing to see. I don't know why their plan was to have 3 different directors direct each movie. That makes no sense to me at all. At all. You can't tell me not a single one of them would have just done all 3. And that would have been fine. I would have been okay with that, because then at least there'd be a vision, a direction, like somewhere for the story to like go and end up in. That wouldn't be like a complete slap. Like, I really truly understood at that moment that like J.J. Abrams was like on his last will and was just like, you know what, I'm gonna make this movie suck. I think he honestly was looking at the pile of garbage he was given and was like, you know, I'm just gonna make this movie suck on purpose. I don't think he meant for it to be a good movie. See, Rogue One was a fun movie, and so was Solo, purely because they have vision and they know they're just one-offs. You know, they understood what their goal was, what the end result was going to be, and they did a good job with producing those. You know, because it was a pretty clear-cut plan. I've just been talking. Old Nintendo is talking about the last trilogy for the Star Wars movies, so I'm just talking about that. How they portray Star Wars universe in this new Starfighter movie. Me too, because it does seem like it's just gonna be Top Gun but in space, right? Like, I feel like that's the vibe, especially with them casting Ryan Gosling. You know, so that does seem to feel like it for sure. You know. Which is fine. I'm cool with that. If that's all it is, that sounds fun. But, you know. I'm interested in seeing how they do it though. We'll see. I like the setting too, because you don't have to really like, I don't know, you can make it all Star Wars-y without having Jedi in it, in my opinion. I thought Rogue One and what's it called, the Brigade, I thought they were great, you know. I don't think you have to have Jedi, although I do think they are a big part of it. So having no mention or showing of them at all is like, I don't know, you kind of have to do it a little bit. Otherwise, at that point, then it isn't Star Wars. It's just a random space drama. I think you got to have a little bit of that magic in there to really make it Star Wars, in my opinion. Otherwise, it just ain't it. It's something else. Andor series, you know what? I've heard Andor is good, but I think that is why it misses the mark for me, because it doesn't feel like a Star Wars thing to me, purely because it's just not got any of that magic to it. Kalmia, you know. Oh, he's awake now.
Solid hours.
I mean, that's fair. Did you get your shiny worm in the last stream? Shiny worm. Was I going for like Caterpie or something? No, I got shiny Hoothoot. Was Weedle in? I forget who was in the first route. It was Hoothoot and Weedle maybe at night? I forget. We got the Hoothoot. No, it was Hoothoot and Rattata, wasn't it? My shiny worm. I don't even know. All right, well, Arj's awake, and it's been a couple hours, so I think, and the stream's starting to skip out again. So I think this is probably a good time to quit the stream. This has been fun, though. I had a good time. Y'all have been a fantastic captive audience. I appreciate y'all a whole ton. Big thanks to, I don't think we got any money this stream, but that's totally fine. Emily gave me 2 jewels. So big thanks to Emily for 2 jewels. But I appreciate y'all being here. Thanks for listening to me rant about Star Wars for 2 seconds there. Sorry, I just, even if people don't like the prequels, you can at least look at the prequels and go, they are a coherent storyline. You can, you know, and you can have like things you don't like about the prequels, whatever, you know. I think they're really good, but that's because I was a kid when they were in the theaters. So, but I think even if you were a kid when the latest trilogy was in theaters, you wouldn't look at it and go, wow, this is a great coherent storyline with tons of redeemable characters. You know, it's just kind of a mess. So that's all it is. I love listening to people rant about Star Wars. Yeah, I try not to be too like, I don't know. I don't think it's like any one person's fault. As a corporation, I do think it's Disney's fault for not having a clear plan on how to handle the series. I feel like they were given this like awesome thing and they kind of ruined it a little bit. You know what I mean? Which people were kind of saying they would, but I feel like they were wrong about how it was going to happen. I think people thought they were going to ruin Star Wars by like making it into this like marketable thing, which they did a little bit of that, but any corporation needs to do that to make money, so I can understand that aspect of it. But what I didn't like was that they had all this money and they did not do any planning or setting up at all. That was the biggest L with that last trilogy. But y'all have been incredible. I appreciate y'all a whole ton. And this is Clockie clocking out. I'll see you around.